our premiere show of You Are Funny's Halloween. Hopefully next year will be better, bigger, brighter, and more amazing. And you'll all be back, right? Okay. All right. So tonight's a big deal in my mind. I know 5 minutes for $500 is $1 minute for $100. That's a lot of money, my friends. Okay? Someone's going to walk out tonight a winner. The money's in my pocket right here. 5 $100 bills. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Yeah. Sometimes you need to see the cash, right, my friends? Here we got it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who wants this? We have some great judges tonight. So I want them to come up and give you a little bit of inspiration and tell you what they were looking for and what's going to make you win. And then we're going to have a guest spot with an amazing Sally Mullins is going to do a set for us. And then Darren Carter is going to come and close it up for us before we announce the winner. So everybody stick around, have a great time, and let's first give up our Bill Devlin. Come up, he's been our president judge. And bring up Denise Williamson. Yeah. And we have Jonathan Thymius. And remember guys, he actually was in the contest just like you guys. Okay? And maybe he'll tell you a little bit about it. So everybody wants to give us a couple minutes about what you're looking for, and let's get on.
Hey there, I'm Denise Williamson, and I am the founder of the Uptight Senior Citizens Brigade. And I also produce a comedy show every third Wednesday at Tony's on Aviation. So if you're interested, you can see me after the show. I'm just looking to laugh. Just make me laugh, okay?
All right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for fancy clothes. I'm looking for tattoos are good. And just a nice attitude, you know, and jokes. I like jokes. I'm old school, so let's see what happens. All right, Bill Devlin, everybody, give it up.
All right, I'm also looking for tattoos. So hey guys, you guys are awesome. I think we've got a great crew, and I have no idea. We've got some surprise people that are going to come up tonight too. Yeah. And so I'm excited to see what everyone's going to bring. You know, I'd say just have fun, and whoever wins this thing is going to be in one of my comedy cocktails show at the Halloween. Excited to do that, and it's the hardest show to get into in town. I'm telling you guys. So. Just have fun, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. It's exciting, and have a great night. And we're gonna have a good time, okay? Hey, $500. I won. Apparently, I just won, ladies and gentlemen. So the contest is over.
Give it up. That's actually, I didn't know he was going to do that, so that's amazing. Okay, so we are going to have we have actually 2 industry picks, so we'll tell you when it happens. We do normally what we always do. We're going to pick up 2 people, and that's the first 2 people is going to go up. But we're first going to have Sally Mullins come up first. So hold on. So I'm going to put 2 people. So I am going to pick randomly this time out of the bucket, so we know who's going to come up. So the first one that's going to come up, it's going to be the winner, number 7 week, Kat Moore. And then we're going to have Cooper Lyden. He's going to go right before her, so she's on deck. And right now, let's give it up for this crazy woman that I love dearly, Sally.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me. Michael wanted me to just come and open up the show because he knows that I've been doing comedy for a while, and I wanted to hang out with him because I hear he has money. I keep hearing $50 getting thrown around, and that's my rate. So cool. Although I heard it's like $50 for these brand new comics, and I'm kind of like, hey, what about somebody who's been doing this shit for 20 years? That person really needs $50. Okay? You guys, of course, like he said, give it up to yourselves for coming here tonight. It takes balls to do comedy, you know, and also especially like contests. Contests scare the hell out of like even comics who've been doing it forever. I have been an up-and-coming stand-up comedian for the past 20 years. I have been called one to watch by the suicide hotline. I've been in comedy so long that some of my jokes have gotten stolen, and then the thieves that were doing them got out of comedy, and now the jokes are back with their birth mother. I've worked with a lot of people in comedy. Like, I've done a lot of hosting, seriously. My autobiography will be called Cold Open. I work at the Comedy Store like twice a week, and I was probably one of the first people who hosted for Jesselnick, Natasha Leggero, Bill Burr, and I did mics together like 20 years ago. He still does them, you know. And it's really weird when I run into somebody who's made it big and I'm still like hanging around Hollywood hosting, you know. They took away my parking space at the Comedy Store. I'm kind of pissed. But it's a weird feeling when I run into that person. It's kind of like we were both in the same war, but they got some kind of Purple Heart, and I just got my leg shut off. Now I'm trying to find work. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because sometimes people will be like, you know, Sally, what happened? You know, you're funny. And I'll be like, hey, I am not dead. I did not get in an accident. I am right here at Flappers. I feel okay about where things are at. Look, comedians, you can make money. There are ways to make money, okay? There is producing. There is the road. There are your parents. My parents have money, all right? But here's the deal. First of all, you know, I'm 50. For anybody who thought I was 48. Just turned 50. My dad is very cool. He's like very woke, okay? He's a socialist. He's an atheist. He gives to a lot of causes. But sometimes I just wish my dad would help the downtrodden and disenfranchised in his own immediate family. And I think we all know who I'm talking about, right? Like, it would be great to be able to go out to the mail and get a $500 check. And, hey, Sally, get yourself something nice. Like water and power. I'm just saying, like, find alternate rackets and shit like that. And before I go, I will just say I've been going on the road a lot in the last 2 years. I've been having tons of fun. I've been making a little bit of money. I've been featuring, having a good time. The bad thing about going on the road is the people are dumber and most of them voted for Trump. But the good news is they all think I'm Shelley Long from Cheers. All right, you guys, give it up to yourselves. Yes. Keep it good for all the comics. Yeah, I think that's all about what I wanted to say. And then I'll bring up, Michael, you're going to come up and introduce the first guy.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Sally Mullins. That's why I wanted her to open up. The hardest spot in life is going to be the opener, and she told you how to do it, right? There's goals and dreams, and you got to live up to them by giving us the best 5 minutes. I'll give you a minute before, and right now let's bring up Cooper Lyden. He was a producer pick, because we think you got what it takes.
Oh, thank you so much, beautiful people. Okay, I'm a dumbass. I was driving here and I went under an overpass on the freeway and it had a protest poster on it that said, "No ice," like it's protesting everything that's happening at the border. And I yelled out very happily what I thought it said, which was, "Noise!" I was very happy for about 15 minutes. And then I thought back and realized there was a very definite space between the O and that I. I wanted it to be noise, you know, and that's just a fun metaphor for how a white guy can have a real problem in front of his eyes, but he'll still flip it so it's fun for him, you know, just find your beach. I like to think that I'm woke, as you can tell. I like to think that I'm woke. I know I'm not, because those are the two kinds of white people now, is white people who think they're woke and white people who still think sushi is too dangerous to eat. But I know I'm not woke, because I don't expect racism around every corner. Like, I was talking with my friend, who is black, about barbershop quartets, and I was wondering why they were called barbershop quartets. And I wanted to look it up, but before I could, he was like, man, don't even look that up. Barbershop quartets are racist as fuck. And I was like, what? And so I looked it up, and I found out that apparently barbershop quartets were an early mix of black and white American culture. So you woke people know that just means barbershop quartets were an early mix of white people stealing black culture. And that's very true. I looked it up, I found that out, and I asked him, I was like, how did you know that? He looks me in the eyes and says, because 4 white dudes in suits smiling is always racist. He goes, you can't trust white people, and it's true you can't trust white people, because I made up that entire conversation. Think I'm just out here having a conversation about barbershop quartets with black dudes? Come on. Anyway, good to be here. Maybe not. Good to be here. I don't fuck with PETA anymore, because they have a new commercial. Not the bread, the organization. I don't fuck with PETA. Because they have this new commercial where they get 2 8-year-olds and they go, hey guys, do you like chicken sandwiches? And they're like, we love chicken sandwiches. And then they put a chicken and a knife on the table and say, fucking make one then. And that is the whole commercial. That says more about PETA than anyone else. You know, like PETA has given up on helping people. They're just very angry now, you know. And I think the problem is that PETA is full of white people, and we are very bad activists. We're very bad at activism. Because you can be the most activist-minded white person, but like, the minute our bias gets involved with anything, we ruin it. Like, a wonderful example is that feminism is a wonderful idea. Don't be scared. Feminism is a wonderful idea. Susan B. Anthony is a horrible person. And I say that because Susan is like, hey y'all, feminism for all women, let's do it. And then black women were like, sounds good to us, Susan. And then Susan was like, what the fuck did you just say? And that sounds aggressive, but so did Susan when she said, I would rather cut off this right arm of mine than fight for the ballot of non-white women. And this joke really just becomes more informational by the end. I don't really have an ending. I think we're supposed to think about our actions. I think that's the ending. Oh God, nothing like listening to a 19-year-old talk about racism in America. Isn't that, what a treat for you guys. Let's end it on some fun stuff. I went to the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. Get ready for some edgy shit. All right, trigger warning, if you're triggered by zombies, get the fuck out, because I'm not pulling any punches. But it's fun, the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. You go in a big loop around the abandoned LA Zoo, which is full of background actors. And every minute these people stop to scare you. And I'll tell you, every time we stopped, it was very hard for me not to yell out, driver, I really don't think we should stop here. But I did. And then every time we stopped, I also yelled out, wait a minute, y'all, this ain't real. And that was also a lot of fun. It's a fun ride. It gets kind of weird, though, because there's a part where there's a bunch of famous zombies. We're all familiar with this genre, famous zombies. And there's people you'd expect, like Marilyn Monroe, you know, like zombies you want to fuck, stuff like that. But it was weird, too, because there was also Kurt Cobain, which is not a scary zombie. That's not spooky. Kurt Cobain killed himself. That's not scary. That's a bummer. Like, you know, it's like, you don't look at him and go like, ooh, you look at him and you're like, oh, he was really in a lot of pain for a while. Really was struggling a lot. But it's a good ride because at the end of it, a Courtney Love character comes out and shoots him in the head again. So it's like a good closer. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, so we got our first bucket pick, and give it up for Cooper Lyden. Now, after Cooper, we have Kate Moore, and then our next is Alice Hamilton from the bucket. So let's give it up for Kate Moore.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe I even qualified for this. I never win anything. I remember when I was a kid and I would lose, they would pass out participation trophies to all my teammates and give me a certificate. So really moving up in the world. I was actually kind of happy though if they would give me a certificate and it was just a participation one. Because the worst were when they would make up their own awards and do superlatives like most improved or best smile. I once got a certificate that said I was most like Shrek. I I get it though. I passed out, my own share of participation trophies to kids. I was a kindergarten teacher. I taught English as a second language. And the thing about teaching kindergarten is that you have to teach kids how to rhyme. Doesn't that sound like fun? It's a nightmare because it takes 8 weeks. And toward the end of it, it just starts to feel like you're doing this over and over again. Okay, class, we can do it this time. The word is dog. Does it rhyme with kite, day, or frog? A little boy raised his hand. Day! Oh! You're getting closer. And there was one class I almost gave up on until a little girl raised her hand. And she said, Miss Moore, I just realized your name rhymes with boar. And I said, well, that's right, Sophia. It's a little hurtful, but it's correct. And like a miracle, that made the whole class get it. So as a class, they went, oh, Miss Dorr, Miss Ford, Miss Gore, Miss Ho. There's only one thing worse than having a group of 5-year-olds call you a bad name, and that's having to look them in the eye and tell them that they're right. I've had some strange teachers myself growing up, though, from Tennessee originally, and I had this one teacher who was just way too into the Civil War. Like, he had that mustache, he did reenactments. Twice a year, they let him bring in a cannon. Just too into it. And anytime we got to a chapter that would even remotely reference that war, he would go, more Americans died during the Civil War than in any other war in history. Well, who could have guessed that? It's almost as if we were fighting on ourselves. I brought my boyfriend to meet my family in Tennessee for the first time this last Christmas, though, and I'm the youngest of 5 kids, so I really wanted him to get along with everyone, but about a week into our trip, he turned to me, and he said, I really think that I want to have 5 kids, too, like your family does. And I said, oh my God, who are you going to have them with? We met each other when I was in a sorority, though, and he was in a fraternity. And sororities, they get a really bad reputation, but I actually owe those girls a lot. Because if it wasn't for those women, I may honestly still believe that I can't black out. And that would be a shame, because I actually kind of like the morning after you black out. Because when I was a kid, I loved mysteries. And the morning after you black out, it's the only time in your life where you get to be the lead detective and the victim. Thank you guys so much. On deck, David Murphy.
All right, give it up for Cat Moore. Now, our order is Alice Hamilton. She's the bucket pick, and we have David Moore. So let's give it up to Alice Hamilton.
You guys still listen to R. Kelly?
Yep.
Does anybody else have a Predator playlist? At this point, so many fucking creeps. I got a Predator playlist now. It's got R. Kelly, it's got Chris Brown. I put all the Louis C.K.'s comedy albums on there. It's a fucking weird mix, but I got everybody. Not all babies are cute. My mom opened a daycare center in my house when I was 7 years old. I've nannied and babysat for over 40 families, and I ran my own daycare center for 3 years. So if I tell you that your baby is ugly, that is my professional opinion. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I live in LA. I love living in Los Angeles. I'm not going to shit on it. There is one little thing here that I just cannot get used to, and that is the number of people who genuinely believe that astrology is real. Astrology's fucking bullshit. I had a lady in LA ask me for my sign during a job interview. I was like, I don't know my sign, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this as a sign that I don't want to fucking work here. No one understands how big a deal it is to me personally that like black people in Los Angeles talk to me about astrology. Nigga, no. If I wanted to fuck with white nonsense at this level, I would have stayed in Portland, Oregon. Hard pass. I'm from Portland. I sound like I'm from Portland, Oregon. The worst thing about having this speaking voice is that it makes certain white people think that they can use the N-word around me. They are wrong. I had this one white dude say nigga in front of me. I called him out. Immediately he got defensive. His excuse was, oh, I'm always around black people. He didn't even say he was friends with us. He was just like, oh, I see him all the time. It's not how that shit works. You can't say nigga just because you've seen a nigga. You can't fuck Beyonce just because you listen to Jay-Z. Like, that's not how any of this shit fucking goes. And yes, I'm comparing using the N-word to fucking Beyonce. It is that much fun. We could have all been having this fun, but no, y'all just had to go and do slavery. I come from a mixed family. My dad is black and my mom voted for Trump. So it's mixed in that bitch. I'm actually kidding about that. Both of my parents voted for Trump. It is embarrassing. Both of my parents are like old school racist. Like my dad said to me once that he was nervous that the country was gonna have too many brown people. I was like, nigga, you had 5 kids. You can't have 5 half-black kids, then turn around and be like, gee, sure is getting pretty ethnic around here. All right, you fucked up, just own it. My parents are racist, but luckily they're also insanely religious, so my childhood was fucking dope. Growing up, I was not allowed to use the word awesome unless I was talking about God. Like if I said, I feel awesome today, my mom would do this thing where she beat the shit out of me. So I didn't do that. I've read the Bible 18 times, and I gotta say, pretty dry. You could trim the fat, I don't know. It's a couple books in there you don't need. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. All right, you know what? This has been fun. My name is Alice Hamilton.
All right, remember this little T here is where you're supposed to stand. That'll be cut out. You guys doing great. Give it up for Alice Hamilton. So our order now is David Murphy. Then we have Justin Tan. So David Murphy. Is he out?
Yeah.
That's all good. That's all good. Give me some time. No hurry. No hurry. Just relax. Yeah. All right. So let's give it up for David Murphy.
What's up, guys? Oh man, I'm in my 30s now, man. I'm getting more mature, starting to realize what I want in life. I had a realization the other day. I realized I want to start a family, guys. I realized I want to start a family. I just don't want to finish one, and that's a big problem for a lot of ladies I'm seeing. That's a little weird. I want my grandparents have. Anybody grandparents here still married? Clap if your grandparents still married. Yeah, my grandparents have been together for 61 years. 61 years, true love, man. You ever hang out with their grandparents and ask them how they met, and then realize their grandfather was probably a stalker? You guys know that? I was talking to my granddad the other day, and I go, so how'd you meet grandma? He goes, well, saw her walking one day, and I followed her to work. Showed up there for a little while, did that for about a winter. I was like, a winter? A fucking season you kept showing up? And he's like, yep. Someone else found out where she lived, go by at night, knock on the window, try to get attention, and that didn't work. And I was like, how'd you finally meet her? And he goes, it was like fate. I'll never forget, your grandma was coming off a job, walking to a car, an empty parking lot, right? And we got eye contact, she started walking a bit faster. I came up behind her, she kept fumbling the keys and whatnot, couldn't get in the car. She slid down the car super slow, and she let her scream. And that's when I introduced myself. I said, hey, I'm Frank. I was like, you sound like a goddamn stalker, Grandpa. And that's not how fate works. That's the exact opposite of fate, right? I mean, you're hunting her. You're hunting Grandma. Back then they called it courting. I was like, yo, I should be in court. That's what it sounds like. He got really angry, kept calling him stalker all day, and then he gets really angry, he's 89, he finally gets upset, and he goes, what? Your generation's so lazy with your Facebooks, and your Instagrams, and you follow me this, and you follow me that. Guess what? Back in my day, your grandmother had one follower, me! In person, on foot, goddamn. We had real followers back in my day. I was like, you sound like a goddamn stalker, Grandpa. It was weird for women back then. It was a different time for our grandmothers, right? Like back then, a woman, they didn't fall in love. They gave up, right? Some dude chased you so long that you married him. That's how the world was back then. I asked my grandmother, I was like, was this true? And she goes, well, baby, times a little bit different back then. A woman couldn't get a restraining order like she can now. So, yeah, that's cool. He always says, his advice to me is like, love don't take no for an answer. You hear me? Love don't take no's. I'm like, all right, hashtag rape coach. I got you. Yeah, my parents. So they're living in LA in the hood. Anybody from South Central in here? You guys all grew up rich? Okay. All right, next one. So a lot of people know when I was little, but when I was 6, my dad actually moved our entire family to Macon, Georgia for a year and a half, right? And I'll never forget, we come outside one morning, and on the front of the garage, spray painted in big capital letters, were the words, niggers go home. And we went home. Within 2 weeks, my dad had us back in Los Angeles. There was no teaching moment. There was no life lessons of perseverance. None of that shit. Now, my dad was no Malcolm X. I'll tell you that shit right now. It's not like the movies when it happens in real life, right? Everybody's seen those black movies, right? It's all dramatic and they're talking about racism, and there's always at one point in every black movie where a brick comes to a living room window, right? It comes to the window and always the father picks it up really dramatically. And he's like, if they want me out this house, they're going to kill us. And then the rest of the family's looking behind him like, did Daddy just say us? I feel like he just said us. I was 6, so I never really got how happy that was, to see something like that written on the garage, right? So my little 6-year-old brain, I thought somebody just wrote something and my dad was following instructions of some sort, right? That's all I thought, right? So for the longest time, when I was 6, for the longest time, I used to be upset. I used to wish it had said something like niggers go camping, or like niggers go fishing or something like that. Could you imagine how much niggers go to Disneyland? That would have been amazing to my little 6-year-old brain. I used to have this grudge against white people in Georgia my whole life until 2 summers ago. We have this family barbecue. My mom drinks a lot, right? And she comes over at one point, she's wasted. She comes over and she's like, I have a confession. And we're all like, what's up? And she goes, I was the one who spray painted the sign on the garage. Turns out she just hated the weather in Georgia. And she was like, I'm getting this family back to the West Coast by any means necessary. My mom was a real Malcolm X in my family. I should have known it was her because it was in cursive. I feel like you don't see a lot of hate in cursive. You ever try to connect 2 uppercase G's in cursive? It's goddamn impossible. All right, that's my time, guys. Dave Murphy, that's amazing. We got Dan Donahue. Dan Donahue.
Give it up for David Murphy! All right, so Justin Tan is next, and then we have Dan Donahue. Let's give it up for Justin Tan. Give it up for Mike. So So, Don Donahue is next, and then Pedro Mora. So let's give it to Dan Donahue.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good. I'm really happy to be here. A little bit about me, I was in special ed growing up. Any ed heads in the room? We got any ed heads in the building tonight? If you're with me, bang your heads against your table. Let's get going, guys. Come on. I was in special ed. Special ed was great. I have no complaints about special ed except one thing. It gave me too much confidence. I now have way too much. You can only be told you're very special so many times until it destroys your life. I was even too confident back then. Like, I would walk down the hallway and disrespect cool kids from regular class because I didn't think they were as cool as kids in special ed. You know? Like, I would walk down the hallway, see a cool kid from regular class and be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Sure, you can talk the talk, but can you fight the teacher? Coward. Special ed's great. It did give me a lot of job opportunities out of high school, so I worked construction. Just so you know, the special ed construction pipeline in this country, strong, very strong. It was awesome. Working construction's great. It's very easy. All you need to do is buy your own boots and be okay with people admitting to murder to you. Those are the two big prerequisites. I've had 3 separate men on 3 separate occasions admit to murder to me on the job site, which makes me angry. Not at them. They became my best friend. At the Justice Department, because I don't know if you guys know this, the Justice Department spends millions of dollars every year training police interrogators, which I now know is a complete waste of money. If you want someone to admit to a murder, you don't spend an hour interrogating them. You spend 5 minutes drywalling with them. They will admit to every horrible thing they have ever done. And it helps out because, like, you know, now I have a special skill. I know when someone's about to admit to a murder. It's a very good skill. It's very easy, because they always say the same phrase before they do it, every time. Everyone says the same phrase before they admit to murder. Does anyone know the phrase? Anyone? All right, well, here it is. Very easy, one phrase, very simple. I'm not proud of it. That's what they always say. And honestly, it's happened to me so many times at this point, I think they are kind of proud of it. You know what I'm saying? I think they get a little twinkle in their eye. Working that job, it got me kind of down, because everybody there was so much more confident than me, and so much more tough. Like, there were so many tough guys, and I really miss that. Like, I miss tough guys, I miss tough guy statements. If you don't know what a tough guy statement is, my favorite example of a tough guy statement is this. Listen, I'm not a violent dude, okay? I'm not a violent guy. But you mess with my girl, or my family, we're gonna have some issues. And that's my very favorite tough guy statement, because as a man, there's literally no other option for you to act, you know? Like, there's no man out there right now who's like, listen, I'm a very violent dude, okay? I hit people for no reason all the time. But you mess with my girl, or my fo-fo family, I will hear you out on it, okay? So, I've been trying to get more confident because of that, because of those dudes, and I'm not proud to admit this, but I saw a live motivational speaker once. Has anyone else sunk into those depths? I have seen, yes, my friend, I've seen a live motivational speaker. It was very bad. You don't want to see that many amped up conservative people in one room. You know what I'm saying? It was very uncomfortable. It was like Libertarian Def Jam. It was very bad. But the best part about it was there was crowd work involved, and that was beautiful. Oh my God. The dude went into the audience, pointed at a guy, and just said, "How much money do you make a year?" And the guy answered, and he was like, "I make $80,000 a year." And the motivational speaker was like, "Are you proud of that?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty proud." And the motivational speaker was like, "If Elon Musk woke up tomorrow making $80,000 a year, he would kill himself." is very motivational when you think about it. It at least helped me like deal with the amount of money I make a year. Because you asked me before that, hey Dan, how much money do you make a year? I'd be like, I don't know, like $12,000 a year. If you ask me now how much money I make a year, I'd be like, how much money do I make a year? I make enough money to make Elon Musk kill himself. An unbelievably powerful amount of money. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Leah Mansfield.
Give it for Dan Donahue. I'm not going to tell him how much money I make. Okay, so Pedro Mora from the bucket, and then Leah Mansfield. Give it up for Pedro.
Much more people than when I practiced this in the shower. Much more. There's just two of us in there. Yeah, Sheila. She's here too. So, my friends told me, Pedro, you have to go back to stand-up comedy. You love doing it so much. And I told them, sure, I'll go back. I'll go to an open mic, I guess. And they told me, you should memorize some of your own material. I told them, no, I'll just show up. Here I am. So, if this is good, please laugh and applaud. If this sucks, please laugh and applaud too. Don't be assholes. And with that in mind, I want to talk about my mother a little bit. She's a very nice lady. She called me yesterday and said, remember that old friend of yours from high school? She just published her second book. What are you doing with your life? The silence is the answer you need, and there's nothing with my life. So, let's see, where can we go from here? I'm going to community college. And my college, they probably say that they are the third best community college in Southern California. Now, the only thing I could think of is if you're saying you're third best, you're definitely not first. You're not the best. And they've been loading the gate of my house with flyers from them every day. And all I can think of is, I already go to this school. You should remember the neighbors that it's a good school. By the way, my best neighbor is Taco Bell, for sure. Like, people downstairs, they have way too many kids, way too many birthday parties. Have a neighbor across the street, he got a rooster alarm. I realized it was an actual rooster when it was ringing 4 times a morning with no actual precise time whatsoever. In an apartment. Sad. In Los Angeles. In Koreatown. Yes, it's terrible to park there. That's why I've been living in LA without a car for 3 years. I think it was the best thing I ever did. I would never met such amazing people in the metro otherwise. I think like guys that dress like rock and roller playing Elvis Presley and had no voice to sing whatsoever, that's priceless. That was me last week. Yeah, I had a friend the other day ask me a random question. Why are avocados green? I told him it's because they're envy of grapes, they can choose colors. Let's see more stories. Oh yeah, I was also wondering the other day, why do tennis players seem like they're having sex when they're playing? You know what I'm talking about? And, yeah, one more time for you. And I realized that they might have a fantasy with the Hulk, with the green balls. I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Pedro. He pulled it out of the bucket. He went for it. That's what matters in life. Sometimes you find yourself at an open mic when it's a contest and 500 on the table and somebody says, oh, just go ahead and try it. Let's do it. Let's give it up for the guy who just tried it. Good job, Pedro. All right. So now we have Leah Mansfield and then we have Brandon Scott Keller. So let's give it up for Leah Mansfield.
All right, I know this is hard to believe, but I've actually delivered newspapers for a living. I was 35. If you want to know how comedy's going to work out for you, that's pretty much it. I'm a gay. Did you guys pick up on that? I'm wearing very comfortable shoes. Here's the thing. I'm a gay, but I have terrible gaydar. Like, I can't tell who else in the room is also gay. I pretty much just have hopedar, you know? I hope she's gay. she probably won't be, but that's cool. Here's the thing, is like, I'm surprised as hell, but people are still against gay people in America. Can you believe that shit? I don't know if you guys know, gay people basically are just like cleaning up neighborhoods, not having children, and wearing nice clothes. It's really good in gay areas, you don't even know. Like, there are people though, like, there's a pastor from North Carolina, he wants to put gays and lesbians behind electric fences until they die out. Yeah, his plan is he wants to put the gay guys in one fence and the lesbians in another fence. You don't say. His reason is that he wants to separate them so that they won't reproduce and create more gay people. Yeah, I was like, you don't know how gay people work. You can stick them all in one big giant fence, they're still not going to reproduce, they're gay! The only thing they're swapping is recipes, that's it. Basically what this pastor in North Carolina is talking about is a lesbian concentration camp, right? Like, sweet! You guys have not imagined what a lesbian concentration camp is going to be like, all right? It's going to be like a community garden and a dog park, and cars made from spare parts, and a sports team with playoffs, and a brewery just shipping booze to the concentration camp gay guy dance party next door. They're going to decorate everything. It's going to be kind of like Portland, Oregon. Or heaven, which I can't go to, right? So this is it. This is the end for me. I have a girlfriend. She's fantastic. I love everything about my girlfriend except one thing. And that is when we go traveling, I'm the one who has to get a dick through security. I don't know. You guys have probably made it through security with your dick just fine. But mine's in my bag. And they get very confused. I always get the oldest guy who's ever worked at the TSA. And he looks at my bag in the scanner and is like, I've got to figure out what that is. It's not a bomb, dude. It's like, it's weird. It's like skinny and 10 inches at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a... And I have a question for TSA. Like, who is making dick-shaped bombs? Whoever's doing that needs to put a halt to it, like, right now. You know what I mean? It's like no one who makes bombs wants to see a dick explode. I'll just leave that there. I used to be in the military. Any military folks in here? Anybody in the military? Hey, one person. Who was that? What service were you in?
Navy.
Navy. Hey, all right. Good for you, man. Just a lot of swimming or whatever. That's fantastic. I was in the Air Force. When I was in the Air Force, I was a nuclear weapons launch officer. Yeah, which is a lot of responsibility for someone as young as I was. And people went, so that was my job. I was going to be the one that sat underground and waited to launch nuclear weapons, right? And people used to ask me weird questions, like, here's one I've got. Hey, Leah, did you ever actually launch one? Like, holy shit. Don't you think you'd remember? You know that's the apocalypse, right? Like, that's the fucking end of everything. That's the end of it, man. I was 21 years old, too, man. That's too young, right? 21-year-olds? There's probably some in here. You can't even shut a cabinet after you open it. I don't know how you think you're going to destroy the earth if you can't do this. I know I was too young, too, because I tried to rent a car after I was a military officer. And I went to the thing, and I was like, hey, can I borrow 4 Taurs? I'll give you money. And they were like, no way. And I was like, but I have the keys to a nuclear weapon. And they were like, well, the Air Force has better insurance. Obviously. I got a dick. It's at home. Don't look. It's weird. Sometimes people do that in crowds, and I'm like, it's not on me. It's at home in under my bed. That's where I keep it. And I've gotten into some conversations, 1 minute, okay. I've gotten into some conversations with people about my dick, you know? Like this one girl came up to me and was like, I don't know if you know, but every time you get a new girlfriend, you need to get a new dick. And I was like, but I can boil my dick. Think about that, guys. Just think about that. Don't think too hard, or you'll go home and be like, I don't know if you know what that means, but like, don't use the macaroni and cheese pan in my house, because that is not what that's for. So, if I give you macaroni and cheese, I don't like you. You know, like, get out. All right, I'll do one more quick and get out of here. I love pranks. My favorite prank is to go to gay bars, like men bars, and wait for men to hit on me. It helps if I face away from the door, right? That's like a bottom in LA. And I wait for men to hit on me, and when they do, I turn around really fast, and I'm like, ha-ha, titties! I'll take the Bud Light. All right, you guys been fun. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Give it up for titties! All right! Okay, give it up for Leah. Great job, Leah. Okay, Brandon Scott Keller and then Josh Edelman. So let's give it up for Brandon Scott Keller, producer pick.
Oh man, if you think I'm not gonna go home and boil my dick tonight, you're crazy. I tell you, there's no hotter room than a room full of comics who desperately want you to not do well. You know? Confidence is through the roof. Not to mention, I performed for 2 of these judges before and didn't win. So it feels like I got a retrial, like Stephen Avery, and then it's like, but it's the same judge. And you're like, oh, that judge already didn't like me. All right, well. Recently went to my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's concert. It's pretty tight. Didn't know it was an ex at first. She just goes, hey, my friend wants us to go to a show. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Then I found out it was an ex. And I was like, no, that's cool. You can still go. I don't care. I know you gals like confidence, so it's important to pretend to have that. Also, I've never heard of the guy, you know? But then everybody I told I was going to this show had. And they'd be like, dude, what? Oh, that guy's the best. Love that guy. He's the best. And I was like, oh man, he's probably not the best. He's just fine. So we go to the show, and it turns out he's the best. Holy smokes, huge fan. Jeez Louise. And I gotta tell you, if you guys haven't stood next to your girlfriend while she and a huge room full of people sing along to her ex's songs, oh, you gotta do it. It's pretty cool. Give it a shot. And it was cool too because during the show I would get these little VH1 behind the music tidbits, you know? So like at one point she goes, it's so weird, like I know that he hates this. Like he doesn't even want to be doing this. He actually wants to do comedy and he just sold the show to HBO. And I was like, whoa, will you shut the fuck up? Are you out of your mind? Why would you say any of that to me? It was insane. Like, dude, watching a girl watch a musician is like, have you guys seen Aladdin, how Jafar would like control people with the scepter? It's like they're just like the entire concert, I just wanted to run up on stage and grab the mic and be like, he's been controlling you with this! Just get out of here! And, my girlfriend, she's from the top of the 1%, and I've not felt comfortable for one moment in this relationship. I mean, it's pretty clear. We met online, which that's the problem with online dating. She and I shouldn't have met in real life. You know, like it's not natural. We wouldn't have met at a Taco Bell or on a yacht. You know, it doesn't make sense that we're in each other's lives. And I think rich parents, they have to hate online dating the most. Because they work so hard to keep their kids in these little bubbles with their private schools and their gated communities. But now, their little princess just sits inside the palace and swipes in the street rats. And they're like, who is this guy? Why does he do so many Aladdin references? Dude, good movie. Really good movie. You should watch it. I think it's mean of my girlfriend to date me. It seems to me like making her family and friends have to try to relate to me. It's like I feel, being poor around them feels like I have a terminal illness that they keep accidentally bringing up. You know, well, they'll just be like, oh, Brandon, so have you been to the south of France? And I was like, oh, no, I haven't. And they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, that was stupid. I just have to be like, no, come on, I've just been busy. That's all. I've been busy. I feel like my girlfriend, like, I love her. I think my girlfriend, I love her, and she loves me. We are in love, so it does make me sad that we won't work out. You know, it's a bummer. You know, we won't. You look at like the Titanic. You got Jack on a boat that he shouldn't be on. He meets a girl that he shouldn't have met. Do you think that was going to last? Like a few years down the road, Rose is out with her friends, just like, no, yeah, Jack's good. Still drawing nudes, mostly. It's like, dude, that movie would have been so much sadder if they both made it back to shore and we had to watch it naturally. That would have been a tragedy. And it's apparent that my girlfriend and I are cut from different cloth when we're out. Like, we were shopping recently. She was shopping, I was loitering, I guess. And she asked the sales girl, she goes, how much is this chair? And the girl goes, that chair is $2,350. And I was just like, it's like, hey, should we start a riot? Did you hear that? And my girlfriend goes, okay, thanks. And I was like, okay, thanks. It's like, well, you just responded like that's normal. I was like, and she said her thing like it's normal. It's like, do I not know what chairs cost? I've never bought one. But I did have my 2003 Honda Accord appraised, and CarMax offered me $2,000, and that has 5 seats and it moves. It's like, nice try, CarMax. I know what people are paying to sit these days. I could sell these individually and make over $10,000. All right, I'm Brandon Scott. Thanks, guys.
All right, give it up for Brandon Scott Keller. Okay, so we did pick somebody from the bucket. So up is coming is Josh Edelman, and then we have John Yavis. So Josh Edelman, give it up for Josh Edelman.
What's up, Sals? I started a new diet recently. I started a new diet where I only eat my roommate's food, but just to the point where they aren't quite confident enough to accuse me of doing it. It's a great way to lose weight and be passive-aggressive towards my roommates. But I also started going to the gym recently. I started going to the gym because I realized that I need to start working out if I ever want to get laid again. But I've also quickly realized that I hate going to the gym more than I like having sex. Because going to the gym is nothing like having sex. But having sex is a little like going to the gym. Plus, at least at the gym, I'm the only one disappointed in my lack of stamina. But what else? Man, I got so many problems. I'm losing my hair. I hate losing my hair. I was looking in the mirror the other day and I realized that my head basically looks like a History Channel map of Europe during World War II. It's like my hair is continental Europe and my forehead are the Nazis just taking over. And it's terrible losing your hair because there's like no good options for solving the problem. Like the most popular drug on the market for hair loss is Rogaine, but one of the common side effects of Rogaine is impotence. So it's like, first I can't get any because I've got no hair. Then I take Rogaine and now I've got hair, but the bits and pieces stop working. So I have to take Viagra to get that going. The Viagra gives me a heart attack. I have to take aspirin for my heart. The aspirin gives me cancer. I've got to get chemo, and then I'm all the way back where I started. Disaster. But I really do want to start dating. I want to start dating because, well, it's like I'm in my 30s now and all my friends are getting married and it's really kind of freaking me out. But what really scares me is how many of my friends are settling. And I don't know, maybe I'm an idealist, but I really don't want to settle. What I want, and what I think everybody wants, is I want someone to settle for me, you know? I want someone to wake up in the morning, look at me next to them in bed and think, I could have done better. Because if the person I'm with thinks the person they're with is a loser, who's the real winner, am I right? People tell me that bit makes me sound kind of shallow, but I'm really not that bad. I just want a girl that's as attractive as my mother convinced me I am. That's all. She doesn't have to be a model. She has to be a supermodel. My mom, she really messed me up. She gave me all sorts of psychological disorders. Like, are you guys familiar with body dysmorphia? Do you know what body dysmorphia is? It's a mental illness where you become hyper-obsessed with a perceived physical flaw. Well, apparently I have a thing called reverse body dysmorphia. Or at least that's what psychologists jealous of my smoking hot body want me to believe. I've been getting into a lot of fights with my mom recently, though. We've been getting into a lot of fights. She keeps telling me to get a real job. I'm like out here in Los Angeles trying to chase my dream, and she keeps going on about this. When are you going to get a real job thing? It's like, Mom, will you please just give me some more money? God. My parents really want me to have a girlfriend too, but they want me to date a Jewish girl, so they signed me up for this Jewish dating website, JDate. You guys familiar with JDate? But I found out recently you don't actually have to be Jewish to be on JDate. No, when you sign up, you can actually sign up as a Jew or as a gold digger. They give you both options. But I feel like girls that match with me are going to be very disappointed because I'm unemployed right now, or as we in the business like to call it, freelance. And I have no plans of getting a job. I kind of love being unemployed. Being unemployed is great, because I don't like working for other people. And being unemployed is basically like being your own boss if your boss was constantly giving you hand jobs and smoking you out, even though buying weed has been sinking the company. But I do these temp jobs. I do a lot of temp jobs now, and I was recently doing a temp job on the Sony lot, and I got onto the elevator, and onto the elevator with me walked Scott Rudin. I don't know if you guys know who Scott Rudin is, but he's a super powerful movie producer, won a bunch of Academy Awards, and he also happens to be gay. And in the 30 seconds I was on the elevator with him, I felt like I finally understood what it was like to be a woman in Hollywood, because the whole time I just kept thinking to myself, should I offer to suck his dick? Because hear me out, things had not been going very well for me. And I was worried, like, what if things continue not going well for me? 10, 20 years down the road, I'm broke, homeless, committing crime to survive. Suddenly I get arrested and I'm thrown in jail, where all of a sudden I'm forced to suck many dicks, all of which can do absolutely nothing for my career. The whole time thinking, man, really should have offered to suck Scott Rudin's dick when I had the chance. But I don't know, I tried different things. I've been buying a lot of lottery tickets recently. But I don't know why I'm buying lottery tickets, because I'm pretty sure if I ever won the lottery, it would ruin my life. Because I'm like a super neurotic person to begin with. Like, I am terrified of getting onto airplanes, even though I know that like the odds are so low of dying in an airplane that it's ridiculous for me to be afraid of flying. So I do it anyway. But if I ever won the lottery, I would never get on an airplane again, because the odds are so low of dying, the odds are so low of winning the lottery, odds would become meaningless to me. I was reading in the Washington Post that apparently you have better odds of getting hit by a meteor than winning the lottery. Hit by a meteor. When I read that, I thought that doesn't make any sense. Because every year you hear of multiple people winning the lottery, yet only a select number of people are ever playing the lottery. But I've never heard of anyone getting hit by a meteor, and everyone's playing the meteor lottery. All right, thank you very much, everybody.
All right, let's give it up. How about this comedy? It's looking great, everybody. Doing a great job. Keep it up. And right with Josh Edelman. Give it one more time. So now we have John Yates and then Maria Christina. So we picked twice from the bucket. So that's our last chance. We have one more time to get our last comic. So let's give it up to John Yates. James Yates. John Yates.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. Hey, man, I got tattoos, mostly on my body because I don't want to get in shape. I want to give women something else to look at besides, what's going on here. And like, I got this physique. My physique is kind of like when they hang up pigs right before they slaughter them. That's like how I look. I'm pretty pink underneath this thing. Actually, to be honest, to be honest with you guys, when I'm naked, I kind of look like a 13-year-old Thai girl. That's just now developing breasts. And it's like also 6 months pregnant. Like what they like to call in Southeast Asia, American businessman's favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys know anything about Southeast Asia. That's where I came from, man. I look good in a wig. Nah. I know like talking about racial things nowadays it's a pretty tough thing to do, right? We live in a very sensitive time. And like I understand that. And like just as an Asian man, I just want to say to all the other Asian people, listen, encourage, support, but like let's pump the brakes on like participating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think our problems in this nation are a lot less worse than everybody else's. You know, like, if all the races in America got together, Lord of the Rings style, invented their problems, you know how silly Asian people would sound like? Like, Mexicans would come up and be like, they're deporting us and putting our children in cages, right? Black people would be like, they're pulling us over for no reason and they're murdering us on the streets, right? And Asian people would be like, do you see how they're casting us in movies, man? Do you see this? Do you see this oppression? You see this? It's like, no. Why are we fighting this? Why is this a social issue all of a sudden? Like, we will not fare well against police officers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure the MMA disproved Kung Fu, right? That's like, we got our asses kicked. We're very small. All I'm saying is, like, you know how many Chinese people died so Matt Damon can play one? Zero. Let's just fucking stay in, like, let's just root on, man. Let's root on for us, you know? I don't know, man. It's just how I feel as an Asian person. I know we got crazy rich Asians now, right? But like I don't relate to that at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy rich. And like I watched that movie, and all the rich Asian people have like British accents. I don't know what the fuck that came from. Also, when you become rich, your voice changes. I don't know, but I want to talk about things I like to think about a lot. I want to talk about time travel. I think when people talk about time travel, we're too lazy. We're too lazy when we talk about time travel. Because like, what's the one thing everyone says when time travel is brought up, right? Everyone goes, if I had the power to time travel, I'd go back in time and I'd kill Hitler as a baby, right? That's what everyone says. Not once I've ever heard anyone say, I would go back in time and I would raise Hitler right, you know? Not one person. That's why I know we ain't shit in this country, you know what I'm saying? We'd rather kill babies than raise them, you know? So, that's a joke advocating for fathers raising their children. Plus, let's be honest, like, if you killed Hitler as a baby and you came back into president and you're like, guess what, everybody? Guess what I did over the weekend? I killed baby Hitler. And everyone would be like, holy shit, you killed a baby? You're going straight to jail, you fucking psycho. I don't know. I just want a timeline where we save the name Adolf. To me, it's a weird, beautiful name. Anyways, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Tavik Joseph?
Yeah. Okay, so we have John Yates, then we have Maria Christina, then we have Tariq Joseph. So let's give it up to Maria Christina. And we have one more person in the bucket, so we're just going to get that person up as well. Okay, so let's get up Maria Christina.
Hello guys, so what's up? Are you guys doing well? Are you happy? Yay! Woo. Good. So I'm learning to speak English. Actually, I'm diversity, but not in the usual way. I'm diversity because I'm a foreigner, right? You can get it. I have an accent, right? I was born and raised in Italy, and I just became an American citizen. Yay! And that's how I absolutely learned that I left a very troubled country to join another very troubled country. I was watching a special on TV a few days ago, and they show that the city of Los Angeles bought 1,000 BMW electric cars, right? That they sit there in the parking lot. Nobody is using those cars. Okay, that's our money. It's public money, right? So finally, an employee to the city of Los Angeles, she enters the car and she drives and she parks right in front of the nail salon during working hours. An hour and a half later, she exits with perfect nail done, money in, petty, and she goes back to work. Wow, this is really wonderful. It's nothing like Italy. Yes, this is home. The Italians, they say they invented corruption. Well, I don't know if that's exactly true. I think human being invented corruption, but, that's the way it works. Yeah. Oh, there is something else about the Italians in America that I always used to compare. Actually, there are several things, but you know this standing ovation thing that you guys do in Los Angeles all the time? Well, in Italy, you cannot get one standing ovation if you die there in front of the people. I think Pavarotti and even Bocelli, they never got one standing ovation in Italy. But here, I go with my daughter to the magician show and standing ovation to the magician. Then I go to a very crappy play and everybody gives a standing ovation. Then we go to another puppet show, another standing ovation. And I was a few days ago in Santa Monica. I mean, there was a homeless man sleeping right there, and a lot of people around him, they was clapping and giving him the standing ovation. I guess he was a very good sleeper. There are other issues that, to me, define the difference in countries and places. Toilets. Have you ever been in Europe? Or, in Italy, toilets are very private, and the hole is really big. I mean, literally big. Anything goes down there, we just don't want to see that. In America, the toilet has a little tiny hole with some water in it. So you can really study the thing, shape, measure it, and that's a problem to me, because let's say if I want to get rid of my husband here, I have to cut him in very tiny, tiny pieces, and then flash him out, because I couldn't do it right away like I would have done in Italy. There are other things like words, and one is very appropriate in the United States of America. Blow job. That's specific. It's a job. You guys are perfectly right. So, if you want me to give you a blow job, I want to get paid. But first I want to know how much money you're going to give me, if you're going to pay me the health care, if I'm going to have the pension plan covered, and then I'm going to give you the blow job, Mr. Harvey Weinstein. That's it.
All right, folks, this is going good. How's Maria Christina? Give her a hand. Okay, we have several people first. Next, we have Tariq Joseph, we have Mark Simka, and then we have Darren Carter, who's going to give us some sentence from The Tonight Show, and also has a great new podcast. So let's go ahead and give up to Tariq Joseph.
Hell yeah! What's up, everybody? Yeah, all right. Hello, gentlemen. You guys are very comfortable. I like it. I'm glad you guys aren't like sitting at a table, because then this would feel like I'm on parole. So yeah, just want to clear that up. Little thing about me. I have a pet peeve. I don't like it when white dudes try to connect with me on what they think blackness is, right? Like for instance, I have this coworker named Chris. Every time Chris sees me, for some reason, he has to dance. Like that's his black thing. Like every time he sees me, he has to dance. Like we'll be at work, he'll be talking to people, and I'll walk in from like the other room, and he'll see me. He'll be like, Tariq! It's like, Chris, it's uncomfortable. It's almost like he figured out a way to say my nigga, but with his knees. And that's the real, that's the issue. Those Jedi mind tricks by white people, man. We just gotta, and it's not like I see him and do the whitest thing I can think of, right? It's not like I see him from across the room and I'll be talking to people and I'll see him and I'm like, Chris! I walk away down now where I'm going, down now where to kill, down now where I'm going, down. By the way, I've been doing that joke for a little while now, and I will never learn the lyrics. Ever. It's a great song though, great song. Yeah, man. What's up, man? How you doing, by the way, man? I just want to say what's up to you. No one said nothing to you. Hanging in there? Yeah. Improv, baby. Yeah. You seem like a children. All right, he doesn't have much to say. Shit. I don't know, man. I've been on the internet a lot lately. Anybody here listen to podcasts? A lot of podcasts? I think, this is my opinion on podcasts, because I've been listening to a lot of them. I don't like how strong microphones have become. Like, I can hear, like, this is the last thing I want to hear when I'm listening to a podcast. It's like, it sounds like they're using way too much baby oil to beat their dick. Like, it's like, is Mark Maron beating his dick right now? It's disgusting. Been on the internet too much, man. I have spell check issues. I posted something on Facebook. It was very basic. I was drunk. I posted, feeling real tipsy right now. Very basic, I know, very basic. Put my phone away. I checked my phone later, and apparently what I really posted was, feeling real titties right now. 500,000 likes. No, they didn't get that many likes. I meant to say 500. I just fucked up the joke. Guess I'm not winning that $500 now. You are funny. Remember. Just remember that. I don't know, man. How do I close this out? How should I close this? You know what? I'm gonna close this out. I know I got the light, but I want a subject from anybody in the audience, and I'm gonna just try to make it as funny as possible. Go ahead. Anybody?
Boxing.
I got my ass beat in the 9th grade. Boxing. It was terrible. It was terrible. I shouldn't have been talking shit. But it's all good, because the person that beat my ass, he's my best friend now. And I'm the godfather to his kid. And, but I'll beat that kid's ass though. Bet I'll beat his son's ass. Little 4-year-old. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, my nigga. No, I'm fucking around. Hey, alright. Well, I appreciate you for having me on the show. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been great, man. Thanks a lot.
Get up for Tariq Joseph. Okay, so we have our final person for the night, Mark Sipka, and then we're going to have Darren Carter. So let's go for Mark Sipka. You ready? All right.
Thank you, Sal's Comedy Hall. You guys hanging in there? Yeah! It is good to be here. Something strange about me, I do not drink. That is the reaction I always get at parties. What really happens is I usually get interrogated, and somebody goes, "Oh, why? Is it like a belief thing?"
And then from 21 to 30, you have acquaintances, not really friends, like acquaintances. And then after 30, you have coworkers and business partners. Anyways, you guys are young comedians, make that funny. No, but that's what he told me, and as he was telling me this, I was like, I go, well, I mean, it can be, you know, it can be kind of lonely, you know, you're right. And he's like, you know what though?
All right. William? So, once again, I want to tell everybody you did an amazing job. This has been a big adventure. I thought I was going to have... Okay, so now, just to let you know how this works, I want to first give Bill Devlin an amazing hand for getting all the comedians here and being consistent. He's been my partner in crime here and making this show something special, and I want to say thank you very much, my friend. Very good. Thank you very much. I can't afford to pay you anything but a beer. Okay. And a burrito. Okay, so I want to say, everybody, once again, you did an awesome job, and I'd love for the judges to come up, and everyone, Carter, you're out here still?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, please come up. And this is I want to tell everybody that I've been watching the open mic circuit for about a year and a couple months now, and it's been really a pleasure for me to be part of it. I'm not a quarter to where a lot of you guys are that got on stage today and performed, but I'm going to keep trying because this is what it is about. Having fun, laughing, and really pouring out your soul in the crowd. So right now we're going to have a winner, so whoever wins, I want to say that's fucking amazing, and I'm really glad to give you the money, and but I'm not going to give it to you because I'm Mexican, I gotta go work in the ditches. Okay, I'll be right back here. You guys go for it. Here's our guy.
Okay, guys, great job tonight. Fantastic job. Let's hear it for Darren Carter and Mike and Jonathan Thymius, Denise. It was really tough. You guys made it hard on us, so what we decided is we will take bribes. Isn't that fair? Is that $500? Wow. What we're gonna do is we're gonna call up runners-up. So don't get excited if I call your name. It doesn't mean you won. It means you are still in the running. We're gonna bring up Leah Mansfield. Come on up. Reed Joseph. Come on up. Mark Simka. Come on up. Dan Donahue. Come on up. That's four. You guys did an amazing job. That was great. I've never seen you before. That was great. Awesome. Come on up. Come on in. Come on, guys. Here we go. Here's Dan. All right. You guys, there's only one winner, but you guys all did a fantastic job. And so you guys are all going places. And like I said, the winner's going to do a set in my show, Comedy Cocktails at the Hollywood Improv.
Give him a hand for that. Good job. Right.
Darren Carter loves that show, right? So it was a great show. So it was a packed house. You guys were all equal. That's why we had to go out. I mean, you guys all just killed it. You made us laugh. We love you. And by the way, just because you're not on stage, we still talked about you. You made us laugh. You were great. Everybody. It was amazing. So it was a great show. But the winner of the $500, and tonight I'm going to say, Dan Donahue, you are winning. Congratulations.
Okay, everybody stay there. I want to do a picture, but talk. Yeah.
Thank you for half a year's salary.
Can I get all the